first things first, rest in peace to the greatest producer that ever lived, Quincy Jones. You will be missed. You gave us classics, and yes, thank you for that. Now let's get into Sonic. Alright, so as you already know, X-Gens has been out for, I believe it's been 2 weeks for those of us who got Digital Deluxe, and almost 2 weeks for those of you who got the regular version, and that means there's more news, more things to talk about, potential awards, sales, movie, we got shit to talk about. It's getting interesting right now, so we're getting to all this right now. But if you guys are sharing already, please make sure to subscribe, alright? Now, what am I talking about? I said awards, right? We talking about the Game Awards? No, Sonic X Generations is not going to win the Game Awards. Let's be realistic here. But, Tails Challenge tweeted this. PlayStation is currently running a player's choice where people can vote for October 2024's, I said 2020, I said something else. October 2024's best release. We think there's an entry that very much deserves our support. Basically, PlayStation bloggers got some player's choice best new game for the month, right? So you can like go here and these are all the games that came out October and you can vote for a game that you want to vote for, right? So it's not the Game Awards, but Sonic fans are, let's say, a bit of a vicious bunch. I'm sure if you pull your resources together, you can get this W on the PlayStation blog and get the award of it being posted on their social media. So it's not a Game Award, but it's something to parade around because I know you guys like parading shit around. So I figured I'd mention it just in case you care about that shit. Anyway, we're gonna do a quick Metacritic recap while we, before we get to the big news, right? Because there's no major updates on Metacritic, but there's still stuff we need to talk about, okay? So we're gonna start with the PS5 version of the game, which is still sitting at 80, although some people have tried to change that. So you got here 90, which would have pushed it up. We got an 80 maintaining the status quo, but we got a 67 from New Game Network, which was trying to drop it down. We had a 75 from IGN Benelux. There's like multiple different IGNs as well, so we had a few people try and drop it, but thankfully it's held strong at the 80, and this new 90 that just got added is definitely going to help. But more interestingly, we need to talk about the Xbox port because that's been getting some changes. You see here, we need 4 critic reviews to get an update, so PC's not been updated. Switch is sitting at 80 right now, which, wait, that just got, wait, hold on, that wasn't there before. November 5th is today. Huh, that wasn't actually there before I started recording. So it didn't have a score yet because it was a 70, there was a 90, and there was an 80. So it averaged out to 80, but I guess someone just added a score, so the Switch version is also 80. That's pretty good. That just happened. I didn't even know that was happening. So yeah, the Switch version is sitting at 80. That's a big update. The Xbox Series X version has unfortunately reached a bit of a downturn. You see, it's saying 78, but it was actually higher than that, okay? If we organize it by recently added, when it was here, it was actually sitting at, I believe, 83. So it was actually higher than the main port, the PS5 port. And then this 78 came along and then dropped that 83 down to an 82. And now we've just gotten this update, which is the 60, and has dropped down to 78. What's going on, Xbox Hub? Like, you ain't fucking with it? Stick with Sonic X Generations long enough and you may find enjoyment there somewhere deep. Man, what the fuck are you complaining about, okay? I mean, 60? Like, come on, it's not that bad. I'm not gonna read all this now. You can read it if you want. But, yeah, the scores are moving, okay? As I said, they're gonna keep moving. It looks like the PS5 one is holding steady. Hopefully it doesn't drop into the 70s. We just got a 90 added by someone, so it's looking good for us. No one's even reviewed on PS4 and Xbox One. I don't know why they're still putting the games on these things, okay? But yeah, I'm glad the Switch version has been able to hit 80. I mean, Nintendo fans tend to like Sonic, so. But I want to see the update on the PC version, but we need 2 more scores to get it, because if it maintains this, it could hit 90s. But nonetheless, let's keep moving. News! Sonic X Generations sold 10,650 copies, or physical units, at launch in Japan on Switch and PS5, digital not included. Slightly better than OG Generations, which only sold 10,000 units at launch on PS3, Xbox, and 3DS. And they had to include 3DS on that shit. Come on, that's a cop-out. Switch and PS5 is 2 systems versus 3 systems for OG gens, and it's outsold. I don't know why it's not including Xbox. Apparently Japan, they don't fuck with Xbox. Apparently there's some Japanese shit there where they don't be fucking on Xbox. So yeah, they sold 10,650 for X gens, only 10,000 on OG gens, including 3DS. So even then, it's probably less. And yeah, we got shit to talk about. Apparently PS5 and PS4 versions did not chart in the top 10. Let me see, 7,000 physical copies at launch. Well, here it says 10,000 on. Well, that includes Switch and PS5. Okay, so yeah. I think it says here, for reference, Sonic Frontiers launched with 46k physical units on all platforms. Superstars launch was just 4k on Switch. 11 to 30 in the chart will be revealed tomorrow, so we can look at. Oh, okay, but there's a table here, and this is interesting. This is like, I think the launch sales, so like first week sales for Sonic games in Japan. So we can see here, right? The Adventure era is basically untouched, right? Frontiers came close. It took 4th. But SA1 was a staggering 176. I was about to say million, but the fuck am I saying? 176,000 sales on the first week. I think it was a launch title for Dreamcast, right? So that would have helped a major amount. And then SA2 was by the time the Dreamcast was dead, so obviously that's less, 84 million. And then of course you got the GOAT sitting at 3rd place with 50 mil. Frontiers came close. Couldn't quite reach the GOAT, but it came close. And then Advance won. Like, they were fucking with Advance 1 like that. That's interesting. And you got SA2 Battle, and then you got Advance 2, and then you got SA... Man, if you look at the sales for SADX and SA2 Battle, the adventure games in Japan, they fuck with that shit. Izuka, you're from Japan. You're from Japan. They are fucking with the adventure games heavily. Heavily. How this shit not being remade by now? What the fuck? You telling me that in Japan, these are the numbers the adventure games were pulling? And you're making Forces? With these numbers? With Forces didn't even sell as much as SA2 Battle. Forces didn't even sell as much as SADX. And you were out here making that? All these boost games you've been churning out in your own home country is saying, listen, we've told you what we want. The adventure shit is up there. Heroes up there, okay? Not even Frontiers could match the GOAT. Like, come on. Like, come on. Anyway. So Generations to 10,000. So 11th is where Generations is. You can see that's the OG gens. So that means that Sonic X Generations would be right above that. Oh, wait, hold on. 10,650? Does that mean it did less than Forces in Japan? Come on, Japan. You're better than this. That can't be right. Come on, Japan. Look. No, Japan, okay? You can't tell me you bought Forces quicker than you bought X gens. That ain't it, okay? How the fuck you bought Forces more than X gen? How the fuck you bought Forces quicker than Unleashed, right? Quicker than Advance 3, right? Even Sonic and the Black Knight, which is, you know, overrated, but still, Forces? Man, that OC shit must have been doing wonders for that. I don't know. But it's interesting to see these first week numbers in Japan to see what the Japanese culture is saying. From what I'm reading, the Japanese culture likes the adventure era. Clearly. Okay. So, I mean, Frontiers was kind of trying to be like an adventure-y kind of experience. You know, Izuka said he wanted to be just as impactful as Adventure 1. You know, I know why he said that now, because clearly based on these numbers, Adventure 1 is like the impact god, right? Like, we know Adventure 1 is goated. Obviously, it's the superior adventure game. But yeah, interesting numbers here. It's very interesting. I really hope we get like data like this for all like the countries. I want to see what's going on with the first week sales of all these games, because I'm still surprised that Advance 1 is that high. Like, they were really fucking with Advance 1. Like, that's above main series titles. Like, it was like a main release to them. Like, I wonder what Rush did. Like, did Rush not chart? Like, Rush is goated. If Advance 1 is doing those numbers, I mean, like, Rush should have charted. I don't know. But anyway, very interesting numbers here. Very interesting numbers here. But let's keep it moving. It's nice to see the X gens is at least outselling original gens, but less than Forces, a bit, yeah, you know, it's a bit interesting. Anyway, there's apparently some glitches still. I covered some before, but there's still some glitches in the remaster of Sonic Generations. This is one that's been going viral, so we're gonna take a look at this clip here.
Okay, thanks, Omo Chow. Please also stop talking. What platform, though?
So he just died.
What? Like, Omo Chow straight up lied.
So Sonic
to me
literally just
now.
died
Kick
here.
him in the face. Wait.
But he didn't die, apparently. And of course it's Generation, so S rank, naturally. Oh, okay, maybe not S rank.
Why not just die?
Well, perfect bonus.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's an interesting one. This one I don't believe is actually, I'm not sure if this one's, I think this is just how the level is. I haven't done a comparison to check. but I think this is just how the level is, so I'm not 100% certain this one is a glitch, but it's just one that went viral. Yeah. I think when you don't hit the dash panel, it doesn't script you into the rail, basically. So, you know, you just fall off and die. That's one of those things you expect from, like, the adventure era. The adventure era is more rough around the edges with shit like that. But, like, the boost era, they kind of just start, like, guiding you a lot more so you can't mess up on shit like that. Even though this might just be the player's fault. But it's just like, we don't want them to mess up too much. We're just like, you know, guide them into the area kind of thing. Like, we'll just, you know, they'll just land on the road magically kind of thing. But nonetheless, interesting piece of information there. Sonic Movie 3 news. We got a new shot of Shadow. You can see Shadow in the big area here to the right, and then Sonic in the corner there. It looks like Shadow's about to pick Sonic up or some shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's an interesting little shot of Shadow. We're looking forward to movie 3. It's coming out December, and yeah, it's gonna be hype. I'm looking forward to that. There's another new look here. We've got Shadow on the bike, looking cool as fuck. Oh yeah, I just remembered the DLC is coming, right? We're looking forward to the movie content for Shadow Generations. That's gonna be hype as fuck. What else have we got? Oh, this is interesting. According to Beyond Reporter, I don't know their level of track record, but according to them, Robotnik is responsible for Shadow's escape from prison in movie 3. He also said that Wade will return and there's a surprise character. People are probably thinking this is going to be Amy, unless it's like the end character, the end of the movie where they tease Metal Sonic for movie 4 and then they're going to do the GOAT plot. But I don't know. But obviously we have to talk about the bad news, which is that Wade is returning. Who the fuck likes Wade? Why? Who? Okay? Wade just got a whole show. Okay? And apparently Knuckles cameoed in that shit, but I don't remember. Okay? My memory's hazy. But Wade just got a show. Why is he in the movie? Why? It better be like a minute. Like a small scene and then we could forget about it, okay? Because there's already enough humans in this fucking thing. And I'd rather see like Robotnik and even Tom the Cop over Wade. Like, let's be real, okay? But yes, Wade is in the movie. Hopefully this surprise character is worth it. Hopefully it's Amy or Rouge or, you know, Metal Sonic or going the GOAT plot way. I'm just saying. But interesting nonetheless. And what else have we got here? This is Pat Casey, the screenwriter for the Sonic movies. And he posted this tweet, which is very interesting. This was just yesterday. It said, screenwriting tip. If you're not crying while you're writing it, the audience isn't going to cry when they see it. So he's basically saying, listen, you about to cry, okay? This shit's about to make you feel things, okay? You're going to watch this movie. You're going to feel the fuck out of this shit. You're going to be shedding tears when that bitch gets clipped. And yeah, look forward to it, okay? I don't know if they're going to kill Shadow, though. I don't think they're going to do that. It's too much money in Shadow. They're going to have a spin-off lined up for him. You know how it is, right? And there was even rumors of a Chaotix spin-off coming as well. Like, heavy rumors of a Chaotix spin-off, which would line up nicely for the GOAT remake. I'm just saying. What else have we got? Rumor! A new Sonic animation is in production. The new season is not Sonic Prime. And the source for this is Daniel RPK, who has a decent track record, but not a perfect track record, so take it with a pinch of salt. But I mean, Sonic or Sega working on another animation for Sonic makes sense because the franchise is in a good place right now and they're trying to make more money. How do you make more money? More content, right? We just got Sonic Prime, I believe that's done now. So they're making another animation. Makes sense. Hopefully it's not the Meta Era voice cast, it was anyone else at this point, let's be real. And I'll be looking forward to it, okay? Sonic Prime was not the greatest show in the world, but I stand by the fact that the pilot was an S-tier episode. I believe the pilot was a very strong episode, and I could rewatch that pilot, you know, and enjoy it. So at least they gave me that. Anyway, we got some bonus shit to talk about, so let's go into this. Naoto Oshima was so damn crushed that Sonic CD had to stop and load for time travel and couldn't do it instantly like he planned. It still ticks him off that the modern versions of the game never fixed this. I'm not going to read all of this, but you can check it out if you want. But it's interesting that like he wanted like in his vision for it to just be instant time travel and not have to go for a loading screen. So what, like you'd hit the flag pole thing? Was that what they call it? The post? And then it would just automatically in the past, no like, you know, magic shit happening. That would be interesting. Like, I wonder now that we've got like Origins, like could someone like make a mod that could do that, like instant? Because I mean with like the PS5 load times, I don't see why that would even be an issue. I mean these games are like what, megabytes maybe, like, so it would be interesting to see how that would look, to see Naoto Oshima's original vision come to life. That would be fascinating to see something like that happen. But yeah, what else have we got here? Oh yeah, Jason Griffith and Kirk Thornton two Shadow voices got together at a convention. There's a full video here. You can check this out. Where there's like they talk to them for like an hour almost. But they got them to say one of Shadow's most iconic lines. This is the clip. But yeah.
I shouldn't be asking this because I know we have a line. But can you actually say where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald for us?
Kirk, go for it.
Together.
Okay. Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
So yeah, that was pretty interesting. But yeah, the full video is there if you want to check it out. I keep forgetting how old Kirk Thornton is. Like, he's grown, like, literally. Like, he's almost 70. But I keep forgetting. I don't know why I keep forgetting that, but yeah, he's grown. Like, but yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing. I know I said in my Shadow Generations review, I said that there was no great song in the game. But I went back to my stream. Someone timestamped it. And there was actually one song I did love. Okay, there was one song in the stream that caught me off guard, and I was like, ooh, this shit kind of hitting. So it was this song, by the way. It was a White Space song. That's why I forgot about it. But this shit was hard. This shit was hard. This shit was hard. So it's got one hard song at least. So I'll give you that. It's got one hard song. But nonetheless, I did the poll. I asked people where the Shadow Generation soundtrack ranked amongst all 21 main series games. I'll list the games below. 1 million people, you know, pointed out that I mentioned Mania twice. So it's actually 20 games. Unless you want to include Sonic 4. Which, then it still goes to 21. But yeah, I did the list with the notion that it was 21. Which is why it says top 16 instead of top 15. Nonetheless, I put it in bottom 5. Some people said it was top 5. 12% of people really believe there's only 4 Sonic soundtracks better than Shadow Generations. Only 4 in this franchise? Really? Really? Okay. I don't know. Top 10 even feels like pushing it. But okay, people went top 10. Fine. And then top 16 had 19% of people voting for it. But yeah, for me, it's bottom 5. It's clearly bottom 5 because, like, how many soundtracks could I list here that are potentially, not even confirmed was, but potentially was the Shadow Generation soundtrack? Like, some people might say Lost World, but even Lost World got enough bops that I'd put it over it. What else? Like, what else? See, I'm not the biggest dick rider of CD soundtrack, and even I still put that over Shadow Generations. Even Superstars had a couple bops as well. That's maybe a contender. That's 3 games I just listed. That's not even 4. So this is clearly bottom 5 to me, because there's no way it's better than the other classic. There's no way it's better. There's no way it's touching this run. This run was just crazy. Okay, it's not touching 06. Let's be real. It's not even touching Shadow 5. It's not touching Unleashed. It's not touching Storybook. Did you hear the vocal themes in Storybook? Okay, like, let's be real here. It's not even touching the Wisp game. Okay, it's not touching Generations. We already talked about Lost War. It's not touching Mania. It's not touching Forces. Like, Forces had some bops. Okay, like the Avatar themes. All right, like, it's not touching Frontiers as long as we pretend cyberspace doesn't exist. If it was just against cyberspace on its own, then sure, we could have a conversation. But Frontiers soundtrack, aside from cyberspace, was pretty fire. So yeah, it's clearly bottom 5. But I'll do this poll again in 1 year and we'll see. Because you know that recency bias, people start saying all sorts of shit. That, you know, this game is better than that game. And it's like, this game just came out. Like, relax, okay? But like, when Mania first came out, I was playing it so much, I feel like I liked it more than Heroes for a few days. Like, it was like, recency bias was kicking my ass at Mania. I don't even gonna lie to you, okay? It was. And then when the dust settles, obviously, you know what the GOAT is, right? But yeah, it's interesting. I'll do the poll again in a year, and I'll see what people are saying. Because some people have been saying some wild shit on these polls, and it's just kind of hilarious. But yeah, interesting news today. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. It's interesting to see the sales and the Metacritic updates, and Movie 3 coming soon. Now that the game is out, I'm sure we'll see a trailer probably this month, right? It's November, right? We're going to see a trailer at some point. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, more content coming soon to the channel. Sonic Generations review is on the way. I know no one cares because it's not Shadow Generations, but I'm still going to post it anyway. And yeah, I already said like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, but that's all I have to say right now. So, Premy out.